Hey there, Ben.
Hi, Ryan.
So, how was your day?
I am already exhausted.
That's crazy. How'd you manage that?
I don't know, just modern living, I suppose.
Hmm. I'm pretty exhausted, but I had like a big day yesterday.
Oh, yeah? What did you do yesterday?
Well, I'm going to talk about my trip to the local theme park. I'm probably going to talk about Umamusume.
Umamusume?
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Okay.
I just think that you'll find it if nothing else interesting.
All right.
And I might just talk about how the FBI is coming after gamers.
The FBI is coming after gamers.
You gotta be careful, Mister. They're coming.
Probably not for me, dude. I'm not a controversial guy. I don't even play online anymore.
Yeah, but
All right. And obviously I'll do my UFO 50 review today, but what's our starting topic going
our
to be?
starting topic actually is going to be a little odd. It's going to be this cosmic encounter box.
The box itself.
Well, it could be the box. I mean, the box is pretty fucked.
For anyone who is watching the footage, if you can see the state of this box,
Yeah.
this is definitely the most well-worn box in the entire collection.
Oh, without a doubt.
And like there's some real competition there. Like my Inish box is super sun faded.
Well, your Dinesh box is like broken.
This
I don't
thing-
even think you could use it.
This thing is faded. It is roughed up. It is torn and taped back together. It
Ben,
is
let me tell
completely
you-
fucking
Let
annihilated.
me tell you about cosmic encounter.
Tell me about Cosmic Encounter.
So, back in the day, when I first met you, because I met you through your younger brother, actually,
Yep.
who's one of our biggest fans.
Shout out to Alex.
Yeah. I wasn't really into board games. I also think at this stage we need to
Really?
do-
I thought he introduced me to you because you were into board games.
not as much. No, not really. I don't think so.
I was like, I need people to play board games with. He's
you
like,
know
let
what?
me introduce you to my friend Ryan.
I can't explain that. I actually made my own copy of Secret Hitler
Okay.
back before they released it, because before they released it and published it and everything, you could download the files and just make your own.
I forgot how big of a scene Secret Hitler had online with like video gamers.
But I wanted to make that clear distinction. And I want to try and make the distinction between like good board games and what most people know as board games.
I mean, today board games are more popular than ever.
They
Like
are.
I don't feel like we need to like do the lesson of, oh, this is so much better than Monopoly or Risk or those other games you played as a kid.
Well, what I want to make the baseline is like, you got to understand that for most people who know of board games, they think of Sorry.
Sorry.
They think of Cluedo,
Parcheesi, Cluedo. Who calls it Cluedo?
the English.
The English.
I've been watching a lot of English television that's not relevant to this.
I prefer the name Cluedo because it sounds like a board game.
Yes, it
like,
does.
you know I'm talking about the board game Clue when I'm saying Cluedo and not like
And
just
then-
get a clue.
What's that one game? Is it like the one of this? I think it is Sorry that we call it, but the other nations call it something else. Worst game ever, by the way. Sorry is the worst game.
I don't know. There's some really bad games out there.
Okay, but so I
Monopoly is a
genuinely-
genuine work of art, though.
I genuinely think that Sorry is a game that was designed solely by a parent who didn't want to deal with their child for an hour. So they gave them a board and were like, do this. And then they did that for hours.
It was what they had to do before television was invented.
It's a terrible game. Can you imagine how much different the 1930s would be if they had Twilight Imperium?
We just live in this utopian society now. Or something that looks more like Starship Troopers, honestly.
My point is that for me, when I was growing up, most of my understanding of board games were Monopoly, were Catan, were Sorry, these sorts of games. And
Well-
then I started dipping my toe into other more advanced ones. Advanced, I guess. With Who Killed Dr. Lucky, which is just Clue, but the opposite.
I have never heard of that game before now.
It's literally just Clue, but you're the murdering it instead of...
Okay.
All of you are trying to murder the doctor or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. That game, what's the train one?
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, these sorts of games. And then I met you, and you introduced me, I think, first to Inish, if I'm not mistaken.
Inish, okay, so our producer,
Yes.
we'll call him, is the person who introduced me to Inish. Or kind of, we both got into the channel Shut Up and Sit Down, the YouTube board gaming channel.
Yeah.
And we watched a whole bunch of reviews, and Inish was the game that I thought was the coolest looking out of all of them. And there was a local board game shop in the town that we moved to, because he was my roommate at the time.
Right.
And he bought me that game, and then the rest was history.
And I think after you ended up moving back here, and you started living with your parents again, and I started hanging out with your younger brother, we just all kind of got together and started playing Inish. And Inish went crazy. It was like my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
And
that was why we started a board game group, is because
Yes.
we got so addicted to that one game.
And then you introduced me to Shut Up and Sit Down, and one of Shut Up and Sit Down's biggest, most like prominent reviews for games is Cosmic Encounter. And this is like the first game that I think I bought. This is the first one that I bought a bunch of the expansions for.
Yeah.
This is like, for me, this is like a titular moment in my board game life. And that is why it is so faded and terrible, and the box is full of duct tape. Because I don't want to buy another one.
No.
I just love it. I loved it. We can talk more about how I loved it and previously.
You
past
say
tense.
loved it was past tense. Cosmic Encounter, we have not played in a long, long time now.
No. So let me quick explain what Cosmic Encounter is and why I was so attached to the idea. When I started getting into board games after I really got into Inish, what was really interesting to me was asymmetry.
Yeah.
Because we were really into the idea of playing Root. Never played it at that time, but the idea was so cool. You're all playing a different game. It's all asymmetrical, and you're trying to do this, that, and everything else.
We talked about Root in the Twilight Imperium episode, I
believe we did.
I'm trying
not
to
get
remember,
too deep into that. Cosmic Encounter is very similar in that it is like a simple game. It's so simple. Like, it's literally like whose card wins, who has the bigger number, you win. That's the game. But every single person plays one of, like, I think 100+ races now.
I don't know what's in the base game.
I don't remember.
It probably has something on the box that says, like, over 50 or over 60 or over 100
I want to say it was
or
27,
something.
26 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like...
something.
That doesn't seem like a big number.
No.
But only because there's so many expansions, and there's so many now.
Which is 50... something races.
Okay, 50 races in the base game.
Races,
yeah, okay, that's insane. That's so many.
That's like a lot. And every single one of them is totally different.
And insane.
There's some of them, one of them is called the loser. Their entire thing is that if there's an instance where they would lose, they win instead.
There's one called the warrior that just gets stronger every time they lose and gets even stronger every time they win.
There's one that will just win after a certain number of turns if nobody else wins.
There's one that sets like mines all over the field, and like if you try to land on the wrong planets, it'll like activate their traps and destroy your ships.
There's not like a billion, but there's hundreds of these at this stage because there's like 10 expansions or something. And we played the absolute crap out of this. And when I say we, what I really mean is me. I played every single game of this we've ever played because this is my copy.
Yeah. That's the thing. So most of the time when we play board games, we play in our official group that we do on Sundays.
Yep.
And it's very rare that we like branch out and play with other people because it's actually fucking hard to find other people who are into board games, I feel like. And every time we do, we invite them to board game.
Yeah, we invite them to board games, and then what happens is that we either have too many people for regular board games, so we have to go back to like Secret Hitler or Blood in the Clock Tower because those are like bigger expansion ones, or we just don't play board games.
But this is a game that when we would play a board game group, we would play multiple times in a row. So like several sessions each time. And you also would play a ton with other people.
Yes, because this is one of the ones that you can introduce people to. Because a lot of people will, like we were talking about, people who are not used to board games will like know of Monopoly. They won't know about good games. So they're like, let me show you this, and then they're immediately hooked. They love it, and they want to play a million times. The problem is that I've done that like 8 times.
I was going to say, like, we talked about in the Twilight Imperium episode how your big thing is when you've got a bunch of different options, you want to try all of them.
Yes.
We have hundreds of options. You might have actually tried all of them.
It's possible. It's not out of the question.
You've gotten further in trying all of the different aliens in Cosmic Encounter than you have in Twilight Imperium.
No, I think I'm at like 80% of the ones in Twilight Imperium.
I think you're like
I
80%
think
Cosmic Encounter at
for
least.
Cosmic Encounter, I know I've played a couple like multiple times, but I think I can say with definite confidence I've played a game with every alien that we have.
Yeah,
Collectively.
and that's the other thing is, what is it? 6 players is normal, or 3 to 5
This
in
one
the
is
base
3
game.
to 5, but it goes up to I think 8.
8 with expansions, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had big games where we've had tons and tons of different aliens all interacting with all their insane abilities and stuff like that.
It's probably genuinely one of the coolest ideas for a game that like is out there. Cuz it's just a simple game, but it's such a cool concept and you can do so much with it. And the developers of this have really put a lot of effort into making it so cool. And they've added a million new mechanics. There's like every like other expansion they add like a whole new concept that you can't even like wrap your head around till you play it a few times.
You say the developers, I should point out, this is another Fantasy Flight game. That's the same people who make Twilight Imperium, so...
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of obfuscated with the tape.
You can tell because they always have like a little cardboard chit that they include in the box for all of their games for some reason.
Yeah.
And like there's no reason for it, but like I always save it as like a little token. It's like, oh, it's my little Fantasy Flight chit.
Chit.
Chit. CHIT.
It sounded like you said shit both times.
It did sound like I said shit.
But Cosmic Encounter is great. The only problem with Cosmic Encounter is that if you play it 500 times
Or more.
it starts to lose some of the luster. You would be shocked at how many times I've played with like the same 4 or same like I don't know 2 or 3 races in every game.
Yeah, it's not that people like so the way every game starts is you get randomly dealt out a bunch of aliens and then you choose which one you want to play.
I think the original rule was like 2, but we've upped it to like 4 or 5.
Yeah, we branch out the options, and the thing is that there are certain ones that you're looking at your options, and those are always the ones that you're going to choose.
Yeah, there's some that you're like, well, if I want to win, this is the one I will play.
Or even this just seems way more fun than this.
One of them is I think they just get like they don't have a hand limit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So they just
normally you'd
have
a
tons
7,
and tons of cards.
You'd have a 7 limit hand, and then one of them just has. I might not actually might even be so much that they don't even just have a hand limit. They have multiple hands. I think.
Is it the shopkeeper one? Are you?
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh my god, there's so many that we're probably thinking of like 3 different aliens and getting their things mixed and matched.
There is the most fun thing in this is that on top of the aliens, you also get like powers that you can use as cards.
Oh yeah, so every alien has like a special power that goes into the deck, and other people can get it, so they can kind of play with like a weird version of your power or like an associated power with your alien. But then you can get it, and then you get a super-powered version of your power.
Yep. And the thing that's really fun about that is one of them is just cheat.
Yeah, there's a card that's they had to. Isn't there a different version of that
yes,
rule?
There's a version that they changed that we threw out.
we threw out the changed version because the old version is so much better.
It's so much more fun when you get it to be like, I have carte blanche. And you walk in and you go, I'm going to take all these cards. And you just take the cards. And instead of putting them in the discard, you just take them.
You just put them in your hand.
Nobody notices.
What's the rule? Is it you're allowed to cheat so long as you don't get caught?
Yeah, as soon as you get caught, though, it becomes easier for you to cheat. Yeah, no, it's an amazing game.
It's a very silly game. It's a very good party game. It's not like Twilight Imperium where you take it very serious and competitive.
No, Twilight Imperium is its own beast.
But that's kind of weird because it does have kind of like fiddly rules you do have to pay attention to, what with like timings and stuff, and the game wouldn't work if you didn't pay attention to the rules. This isn't a party game where you ignore half the rules in order to just have more fun anyway.
Yeah, like monikers.
No, this is something where you pay attention, you play the thing, and because you play it right, the game sings. It's just so fun.
It's kind of like Magic in that regard, because Magic has a lot of that with the specific steps. The only problem is that people who play Magic take it way too seriously.
Yeah, well, Magic is far more competitive than this.
Yeah,
Magic, they do take it very seriously. This, no one should take it. Like, if you take it too seriously, then you will have a bad time.
But you need to take the rules to some degree seriously. This is also one of the first games where I had to, like, alter the insides of the box because I got so many expansions for it. It's not fitting. Like, this is close to one of the heavier games we have. Twilight Imperium is definitely the heaviest. But this is, like, third or fourth down.
For our listeners, heavy is a board gaming term referring more to the complexity, not the literal weight.
No,
Although
I'm talking about literal weight.
I was going to say, although it usually translates into literal weight most of the time.
In this context, I mean the actual weight.
The actual weight of the box.
As far as the actual metric of how complex it is, I don't know, maybe a 2.
Yeah, it's not. Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. It's a 3 because of the additional stuff.
What are we, out of 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, you don't need to learn every single alien. You
No.
only need to learn your own alien, and you gotta trust your.
That you have, and then you have to get some idea of the ones around you. And also, there's a million different house rules you can do. Like, we usually play with the aliens face down.
Yeah, I like that. When we keep the aliens a secret until we reveal the power for the first time, and then it's like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It can backfire because one of them is if you lose all of your ships, you win. So if they just kill themselves. It's also got it's also got the great ships. See if I can...
Oh my god, yeah. So the tokens in this game, the little plastic flying saucers, are some of the best board game pieces ever created in the history of all of gaming.
They're this simple. That little thing, and then you can stack them.
Yeah, I don't know if this appears on camera, but yeah. You can spend so much time just playing with these little spaceships when you're waiting for your turn.
Yep, you just fuck with them. I mean, you're not supposed to, but you can. We're not gonna go through it's not like an unboxing. I don't want to have to show you whatever I threw in here because I don't even remember.
If we ever do an unboxing, we'll have to get a better camera.
We just put the camera on the ceiling, bro. It's fine.
Would they let us do that?
Can't. I mean, our producer would.
Our producer. I love that we're gonna call him that from now on. When are we gonna get our producer in here to do a guest episode with us?
He just works here. That's the whole thing. But he's our producer.
All right. So, what else do we want to say about Cosmic Encounter?
It's definitely one of the most fun games that you can get if you haven't gotten it. If you're not used to board games, I guess.
It is one of the greatest board games of all time, and it is always going to be a recommendation to everybody. Like, everybody who ever wants to play board games should get Cosmic Encounter and have that in their collection.
This is despite the fact that, I don't know if I could even play it anymore.
I don't think, everybody needs to have a copy of Twilight Imperium, but everybody needs to have a copy of Cosmic Encounter.
Cosmic Encounter, especially because, with your family, dude, this has to be, the bomb game with your family.
Yeah, oh my god, so much better than Munchkin.
Than Munchkin. We have to do a Munchkin episode.
I don't want to do a Munchkin episode.
I also think at some point we have to do a hater episode.
Hater?
Hater episode, because usually we're really positive.
Oh, where we just talk about shit we hate.
I want to talk about Dr. Stone.
Didn't we already talk about Dr. Stone on the podcast?
I don't remember. Someone will tell us.
Oh my god.
Alex, let me know.
I get fucking anime conversations I have with strangers confused with conversations I have with you sometimes.
Do you conflate us as the same?
What?
Why do you have anime conversations with strangers?
Because when you're having an awkward conversation with a stranger, you latch onto whatever subject you're able to fucking find common ground on.
And they also hated Dr. Stone?
No, they liked it. But
Okay,
I was just, reciting what I remember you telling me about the show. He's like, oh, yeah, he does, chemistry and stuff. And, yeah.
Oh, so you were trying to connect. You weren't trying to be, okay, I see what you're saying.
Anyway. Okay, so... Can we talk about, other board games? Because we played 2 new board games this week at our board game group. And it's been so long since we found something that we've really, really jumped onto and really enjoyed.
We could talk about... there's 2 of them. Which one do you want to start with? The small one or the bigger one?
The big one.
You want to start with the big one?
Yeah.
So, okay. Recently, I was looking at the game Karam. Karam, I think is what it's called. It is a board game very similar in nature to Pool.
Okay.
The idea is that you and an opponent sit on either side of a table, and you have little discs, and you flick them at each other, and you have to get into the corner pockets.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
I thought that game looked really cool, and I was like, maybe I'll get a Karam board. But Karam boards are very difficult to find in the States that are not, kind of shitty.
Okay.
They're also very variant. One of them has giant holes or giant side pockets. One of them has really small ones. And I was like,
and that's got to change the game wildly, I'm sure.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bother with this. There's another flick-based game, because apparently, recently we've both learned that I'm really into flick-based games. There's another one that I have heard about for years. Maybe I'll look into that. and it's called Crokinole.
Crokinole, from our Canadian friends from across the pond, which is what I call the big lake that separates us from Canada.
Yeah. Crokinole is one of the coolest games ever.
Yeah, Crokinole was legit.
So Shut Up and Sit Down did a review of Crokinole years ago now.
Yeah, and it was definitely one of those things where it really enticed us, but they also warned us of like the possible price, because Crokinole is more like buying a Crokinole board is more similar to buying a pool table than it is buying a regular
Yes.
board game.
Because the board, like in the video that I can't remember his name.
Quinn's.
The video that Quinn's did, the board he had was like almost $400.
Yeah, he had a really nice one.
And it was nice. It was really big. I managed to find one online with some looking from a website called Crokinole Seconds, for like $70.
Yeah, that's a crazy good deal.
And it is smaller than a regulation board, technically. It's also hexagonal as opposed to circular.
That there's something disappointing about that we'll get to later. But circles are better than hexagons in this situation.
Very much. I understand that hexagons are the bestagons, but in this one context. And I found it, and I brought it to board games because I was like, this might be fun. It was one of those things where we've always thought it'll be cool, but it couldn't be like as good as Quinn's is describing it, because Quinn's is kind of going crazy on this shit. It was better than he described it.
Yeah, it is just unbelievably goddamn fun. You can tell it's one of those games that like will exist until the end of time because it is so perfect in its design.
If I had access to the computer relatively quickly, I would be showing it to you, but it's over there.
I mean, you could get up. We could have like this awkward
Wait a
thing where
minute.
like sit in front of the camera.
I think I can I think the things are wireless. Hold on, give me a second. Start talking more about Crokinole.
So okay, the way Crokinole is played, you have two players sitting aside each other on a board, and you take turns flicking discs trying to get them into the center.
This is a hack.
So when there's no enemy discs on the board, you just try to get it into the middle. But when your opponent has discs somewhere, you have to actually hit their disc in order for yours to count. Otherwise, it doesn't score any points. It gets taken off the board. And this turns into this hilarious little back and forth where you're taking turns flicking each other's discs off the board and just trying to score any points at all.
We're getting there. Keep
Sorry.
talking.
This is very difficult for me to do.
I know. No. So yeah,
Sort by image size.
I can't see, man. I have glasses for a reason. So yeah, Crokinole is probably it's definitely one of the more fun games that we have encountered recently. We played, I don't even know how many games. I want to say 10.
Yeah, we played a bunch of games. It's not a short... We played full games, too.
Yeah.
So they're played across rounds. You start with 12 discs each, and you play until you run out of discs. And then you're supposed to play until either side gets 100 points. And because not only is it easy to deny the enemy, or deny the other player points, it's also, like, at the end, all of your scoring points subtract... Sorry, all of the losing player of the round's points are subtracted from the winning players.
Yeah.
So, like, the winning player might have scored, like, 50 points, but if the losing player scored 40, that means the winning player only gets 10.
And on top of that, after we left, I left my board that I got with our mutual friend Eric, who's also a viewer. He played it with his roommate like 14 times.
Oh, yeah?
He played it a bunch, and then he immediately purchased for me, I think originally for me, a scoring thing. I didn't tell you about this.
No, you didn't.
It's a little wooden box, and inside of it you can store the pegs. Or
That's
the discs.
great.
And then on top of it, there is a little peg thing which goes through scoring.
I love that.
It's really cool. Unfortunately, what he didn't realize is that I bought a smaller board than average. So he bought a standard version, but I actually needed a board that was a little bit smaller.
Did you find an image that you could throw up on the screen?
Nope. I can't see anything. I'm just going to do this. This is what Crokinole boards look like.
Yeah, it's just a big circular board.
This is closer to the one that I have. This one works. This. It would work. There we go. Would. And he played a million games with his roommate, and then just today he texted me as I was walking in here that he bought his own board.
So when we did movie night yesterday, I honestly was really considering being like, hey, bring the Crocodile board. We can play a couple of games after the movie is over.
I would have. You could have. I would have done that.
I'm afraid we're just going to start, like, doing that, and that's going to replace all of our other activities.
Well, it won't, because there's also Flip 7.
Okay, yeah, so let's talk about the other board game that we played.
Flip 7. Yeah, Crocodile, by the way, 10 out of 10. If you can get a cheap board, I'd recommend giving it a try. I think that's also in bars in some places.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to live in northern United States or in Canada, like, this is a popular enough game, you're going to be able to find that in bars in the same way you can find a pool table.
Yeah, and it's just, like, great. It's a good time. Definitely check it out. You'll probably become obsessed immediately, and then you won't want to go home, but that's, like, personal discretion.
As I said before, like, this is the best kind of game I can imagine meeting up with your friends on a nightly basis or a weekly basis at least with a six-pack of beers and just playing on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You're never going to get bored of it.
Highly recommend. Also, maybe check out Karam if it's available, but it's harder to find.
Yeah.
It's in, like, more of the Middle East and India, the type of area.
All right, so
Flip 7.
crazy how we had 2 new games to play that we both really enjoyed.
I think my opinion on Flip 7 was immediately soured because I got destroyed instantaneously.
Oh, okay. So I had
You
the good
recall?
experience where this very, very random game, because it's a very casual random game.
It's basically just
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
But it's
basically
better
just
than Blackjack.
It's definitely what Blackjack wants to be.
I love one of my favorite genres of board games are take whatever classic like card game or classic whatever game that kind of sucks because of some outdated bad design that they didn't really think out and just make it good.
Yeah.
I love that shit. It's why I love Skull.
That's why I love Hive.
Yeah. Hive is just like, okay, you want something that's like perfect like chess style game.
That
Hive.
isn't chess?
That isn't
Bam.
chess. For Skull, it's my favorite version of poker.
Yep.
And Flip 7 is now my favorite version of Blackjack. I've never liked Blackjack that much. I always get annoyed when people get, like, excited about Blackjack because I'm like, this isn't fun.
They're not excited about Blackjack. They're excited about gambling.
Yeah, well, they're excited about gambling, and they're convinced that they can count cards, and they can't.
Yeah.
So the actual, like, process of playing Blackjack is very, very mathematical. All you're doing is flipping it over, looking at everybody's cards on the things.
Yeah.
There is a proper choice to make, and even when you make the most proper choice, it's entirely random, so you might get screwed over anyway. Flip 7 is very, very similar.
Yes.
So-
It is a game where you have to flip over a certain number of cards, but the one trick is you can't flip over two of the same card.
Yeah, so you literally just have number cards, 1 to 12.
Yep.
And the number also represents how many of that card is in the deck. So there are 12 12s.
I want to quickly say I love that aspect of the design.
Yeah, it's so simple, it's balanced, and it's easy to remember.
Intrinsic. It's intrinsic to your understanding of the game. The other game we were playing, do you remember the name of the game?
Of which game?
The other game that has this. It's the tile one that I introduced you that you really liked.
Oh, the one from our lost episode,
Yeah.
the Tiger and Dragon.
Tiger and Dragon. They do the same thing. Where, like, there's 6 of them.
5? There's 5 of them.
Simple as that. I love that. I love that. I hate that it took this long to just get to that point.
So you said that you have to flip over a certain number of cards. That's technically not true. It's
No.
a push your luck kind of thing, where it's like, okay, I think I can flip over another card without getting another 7, for instance, because there's a bunch of 7s already out in other people's hands.
Yep.
On the other hand, you might get super, super unlucky and flip over that only other 2 in the entire goddamn deck.
And then you're just banged. You're done.
Besides-
Your gun's over. You've busted.
Besides the simplicity of the math and how much better this card counting system works, because unlike Blackjack, it is a game where you are encouraged to count cards, and it is
Yeah.
much better if you do.
Yes.
Because even if you do, it's not going to destabilize the game or anything like that.
No, because on top of like the numbers cards, there's also special cards.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the special cards are that thing that adds that little bit of kick. It's like, okay, here's your protection card, so you can take the risk without having to worry.
just
Here's the
discard.
one that super, super is risky, where you flip over 3 cards at once, and you can just throw that at another player and screw them over, or maybe help them.
Yep.
And then there's just, freeze.
Freeze. You're done. You're busted.
Nice. Only really, because it is a competitive game where you've got multiple players. Whereas blackjack, it doesn't matter. You can play blackjack by yourself.
Yeah.
And you get just as much joy from the experience, in my opinion.
Well, okay. I'll push back only to the sense that, the fun of blackjack is the gambling part.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd agree with you that gambling is stupid and I don't enjoy it, but,
gambling is awesome when you've got something to go on. That's the thing. Poker rules because there is the bluffing component.
Yeah.
And because you are not just gambling that your cards are better than his cards, you're gambling on the fact that you are a better bluffer than they are. Or that they are not bluffing or whatever. That's where the fun is.
Yeah, but you're being this someone who isn't, a really into gambling.
No.
What you like about poker more so is the bluffing part than the money part.
Well, okay, take sports betting then. Sports betting.
I'd rather not.
Well, sports betting is a pretty addictive form of gambling because there is so much to learn about sports and so much to learn about the teams and the athletes and what's going on in the thing right now.
Genuinely, that you might have missed some stuff on that.
What do you mean?
A very large amount of sports gambling right now is nothing to do with learning about the teams or the things. It's all based on parlays, which I can't really explain to you because I don't understand them super well, but it's effectively a scenario where you don't actually bet on how well a team will do. You bet on how well a team will do within context of other stuff.
Okay, but you're still betting on teams.
Yeah, but your bet isn't that the team will do well. Your bet is that
I'm going to assume that regardless of this parlay thing that you don't know about, traditional sports betting, as it has always existed, still exists today.
Yes.
And people still think, okay, I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles, so I'm going to bet on the Chiefs to beat the Eagles, and I know they're going to based on my knowledge of football.
Well, my problem with your statement is that what's become popular is the parlays.
You're saying that there's no point in me trying to defend the game concept of gambling because
it's gotten toxic.
The toxic psychology always ruins it.
It has ruined it.
It always ruins it.
And the fact that now sports betting can be is just everywhere because it can be advertised more now.
Well, I guess
is awful.
When it comes to traditional gambling in that sense, because like I said, I don't find blackjack fun. I get annoyed when people want to play blackjack.
I agree with you. I think that if you're in a private setting with just your friends,
which I've been in that situation, they're like, "Let's play blackjack." I'm like, "Why? Do you think you look cool when you play it or something? What are you getting out of this?"
I mean, also to be fair, I've had the same exact thought with literally poker. I hate poker.
Yeah, well, I've had fun playing poker with people taking it seriously and betting and, gambling on chips.
My problem with poker is it just takes too long.
Yeah.
We have
10 Skull.
Hours.
We have Skull.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Is there's a better version.
And now we've got a better version of blackjack. And you don't need to bet when you play flapjack. Not flapjack. Flapjack. Blackjack.
You don't need
we have
to
Flip
bet
7.
When you play Flip 7.
I've got my own version of Flip 7. That's got blackjack
it's a
and
show.
hookers.
It's a show from Cartoon Network in the early 2000s called Flapjack.
That show ruled, by the way.
It was kind of like the spiritual successor to Courage in the art direction.
I can get into a lot of the animation history thing. I'm like, Courage, I think,
I turned his brain.
I kind of want to just talk about cartoons, but I also I'm not ready to talk about cartoons because, I got to do a little bit of research and, remember stuff.
Next time.
All right. We talked about Cosmic Encounter, Crokinole, Flip 7 a little bit. Mostly talked about gambling.
We did talk about gambling.
And blackjack. I mean, Flip 7's a simple game. It's
yeah.
fun. It's definitely it's not one where I'm saying everybody needs to get it. I also think there's plenty of people who aren't going to be that impressed by it.
I think that everybody should try it.
I like cheap small box games. Though,
yes.
Because they're easy to recommend and easy to get people to try.
You can tell from the picture here. It's not very big. It's a small game.
Yeah, it's a deck of cards.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. And it's really fun. You just play and you have a good time.
All right. Moving on then. So, in our town, we've been experiencing pretty serious heat wave, I'd say. Past couple of weeks have been kind of miserable. Yeah. I personally have not done anything, except outdoors activities.
Oh, well, I had to do a thing.
Yeah?
So I took my little sisters. I have 2. I have 5 in total. One of them's not little. She's bigger. But I haven't talked to the other three in a few years for reasons I won't get into. But I have two that I live with who I took to Waldameer this week.
Waldameer being our local theme park.
Yes, Waldameer and Waterworld. You may have heard of it if you watch Defunct Land.
I was going to say, we're going to end up talking about Defunct Land, I've decided.
Okay. You may have heard of it if you watch Defunct Land. I think also Jenny Nicholson spoken about it, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, if you are from Northeast United States, like, there is a lot of, like, random, like, local town theme parks.
Oh, yeah.
And what's wild is that Waldameer and Waterworld is actually notably one of the best.
Which is insane from our perspective.
Yeah, because it's our local town's theme park. We don't give a shit about it.
I've been there.
Completely take it for granted.
I think I've been there nearly every year. Every single year for my entire life. I think I didn't go last year. No, I did go last year with my sisters.
Didn't we crash it last year? We crashed that company picnic last year.
We also crashed a company picnic there last year. I've been there like every year my entire life.
I skip it pretty often. I used to go every year as a kid.
Well, yeah, because you're an adult.
Yeah.
And like, if you're not going with like your friends, what's the point?
But so the reason why Waldameer is pretty notable is because it's actually got some, like, for coaster heads, we've got actually great wooden roller coasters.
Oh yeah,
which was a big thing with coaster people.
Was it the Comet?
The Comet was the Comet is the old one, and then the Ravine Flyer is the new one. That's like a big deal.
But I took my little sisters there for a good time. It was a fun time for the whole day, and then I got there it is. I got a Yellow Jacket Sting.
That sucks.
I got it midway between ordering food. So I was literally like, "Hey, can I get And they didn't bat an eye. The server, they didn't even like. They're like,
Maybe you weren't the first one. There's like people in line getting stung by like, yellow jackets all day.
I was really annoyed. But I had a good time. I mean, I can't really do roller coasters too much anymore.
So yeah, our issue. I don't know about you, but I don't like roller coasters. I don't like rides that spin. I don't like rides that move fast. I don't like heights.
Does your stomach turn?
Yeah.
Okay. That is also my problem. My little sister has this problem too, but she still loves them. What she did is she made our parents get Dramamine, which is really good for motion sickness. And she had a good time when all the stuff she went on. We ended up being there for long enough for me to like want to go on anything specific. I kind of want. There's a couple of rides there that I can't remember the name of. Wipeout is one of them that I like love as a kid, and I still want to go on.
That's a spinning one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to go on all of them.
See, because I don't like any of the classic theme park rides. For some reason, I like water slides. I don't know why.
Well, that's because they don't do that. They don't make your stomach turn. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's not just stomach turning. Like, I cannot handle the going fast. Like, I freak the fuck out like a little child. I once took, when Alex was still very young, I took him on that little kid roller coaster, that one that's just a little loop that's over a pond.
Yeah.
Like, you could wrap your arms around this entire ride. It's so small. I'm on this thing with a little toddler next to me, freaking the goddamn fuck out and embarrassing the hell out of myself, just screaming my head off, because I can't handle that kind of thing. I just can't. Like, on top of getting sick, I also just get freaked out by moving fast.
Well, water slides.
Water slides I'm fine with. I don't know why.
It's also, I think, a sense of, like, you're going to be cool because it's water.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, the entire time, you're basically submerged, so the whole time you're like, the worst that could happen to me is almost nothing.
Besides water slides, are the thing I usually enjoy are dark rides. And that's why I wanted to mention Defunct Land, because, like, according to Defunct Land, which is a YouTube channel that I highly recommend to all of our listeners.
Yep.
The Pirates Cove and the Wacky Shack have very interesting stories behind them.
Yeah.
They're
we
like
went on both last year as well when we were at the company.
That was like the only thing we did that in the bumper cars, I think.
Yes.
But, like, they are some of, like, the oldest, like, dark rides designed by whatever, like, famous designer, like, ride designer from way back when.
Yeah.
And the two we have in our theme park are also some of, like, the oldest examples of those rides. You can find, like, any of these parks across America. Which is, again, it's a wild thing that our local theme park has really good, notable rides and really interesting history behind it.
I was fascinated when I was like walking through the parking lot of the amount of like states that I was seeing. There are people from Arizona that were here.
There's
mind-boggling.
Wallimere is like the only thing keeping this town afloat.
That and our peninsula.
Yeah, we have a nice state park, national park.
I think it's a national park.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
local wetlands on a peninsula over the lake.
Yeah, we have a bunch of beaches.
Lots of migrating birds that are really cool to see.
It's also weird, like, for our perspective, because we also have, like, the worst winters ever, for reference. We have lake effects now every year. So, like, last year, for example, we were in a state of emergency over our roads and everything because of the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And you compare that with the fact that we have beaches in, like, one of the best water parks, and it's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Really hot summers, really brutal winters. So, have you ever heard that Japanese people believe that Japan is the only country in the world that gets all 4 seasons?
I've not heard that.
I remember someone telling me that. I don't know if that's actually true. It was not a Japanese person who told me that. But it was specifically because of their springtime, like how they have, like, the cherry blossom things. Yeah. And I was also thinking, like, Japan has ridiculously brutal summers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they design their houses the way they do, where they're, like, completely aired out and, like, uninsulated.
And you can walk in anything, there's paper walls and the older versions. You know?
But they also get insanely brutal winters, too.
Yes, like, some of the worst.
And they just compensate for that because their houses are built for the summers, which they are so unpleasant, they'd rather deal with that. I'm like, oh, God, I can relate to that so much living in this town.
Yeah, no, every year, it doesn't make any sense. And then, like, I think one year, like, 3 years ago, it barely snowed, and it was the most confusing thing of my life.
I assume it's global warming.
I don't know. Maybe.
End of the world.
We're all going to die, but I hope it happens before winter.
I hope it happens after I play Donkey Kong Bonanza.
It's out right now, right?
Yeah, I was watching other people play on YouTube.
I saw some people, and I was like, I'll play it if I get to it.
So, did you go on any new rides when you were at Waldemere?
Nope. My sisters went on the brand new one. They said it was cool.
What's the brand new one?
No idea. It was literally, it was getting to, like, it was, like, 4, and I was like, hey, we have to go, because I have stuff to do at 5. I'm going to go get the car and get it ready. You guys go on one more ride, and then when you get to the gate, I'll come grab you, and they went on the new one.
Okay. Do you have a favorite ride, though?
Wipeout.
Do you have a least favorite ride?
I really don't like the Steel Dragon, but it is really fun.
Steel Dragon. That's the roller coaster that has the spinning seats.
I think it's and it also notably is the one where you're at the top, at the bottom.
Yeah, I have never been on that one, and I have never been near that one. And honestly, I'm kind of terrified to even look at it because it combines everything that I find terrifying about theme park rides.
Yeah, no, if the little one that you went on with Alex forever ago freaked you out, this one will probably make you faint.
Okay, so I actually have a story. In 8th grade, our class trip was to Geauga Lake, formerly Six Flags.
Okay.
And because I needed to borrow money to get food or something, my class bully, I'll call her, my producer's ex-girlfriend, as it turns out,
interesting,
forced me to go on a roller coaster.
Oh.
And my producer was all for this because he thought I would just, love the roller coaster and change my way of thinking. And she put me on the biggest fucking coaster they had. It was formerly like a Batman themed one back when it was Six Flags.
Yeah, and then like it went crazy, right? It's really, really big.
It's a big giant. It's a hanging coaster. It's like one of the ones where you're in a harness and your feet dangle, which I hate because I'm always convinced my shoes are gonna fucking fly off. Oh my god, I lost my voice for several days afterward.
Well, that's a childhood memory for you.
Just screaming my fucking head off the entire time.
Maybe instead of memory, we should say childhood trauma.
Yeah, I would call it that. I don't know. Ever since then, I'm always like...
your voice kind of broke. You're like, yeah, that's what it was.
I keep on thinking, there is a little bit of a rush. I keep on wanting to just get over it and get on a roller coaster and just enjoy it. And every time I've tried, it's always been a terrible experience. And I hate myself for it.
Well, I don't think you're bad for that. I think you're rational.
There's theme parks that don't have roller coasters, that don't have thrill rides, and they bore the hell out of me. Like the new Nintendo park. Have you seen anything for that?
No.
So like their biggest ride is like a Mario Kart thing where you sit in the Mario Kart cart and you like you play like a little mini game. Like you play like an electronic game while you're in the cart. And like a lot of their stuff is based on that, where you play electronic games while you're
doing
exploring
stuff, okay.
the theme park. And I find that lame.
I
You know?
would love to experience one of the ones where it's like a theme park, but it's actually just a theme, and you're like engaging with the theme.
You want to do some LARPing? You want to do some role play?
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Like those are the Western one that's like relatively famous, where you go and you're like you can witness two people like go on a shootout.
You see, relatively famous, but I don't actually know. Like, I always assume that there's, like, these Western-style theme parks. I see them referenced. Like, Westworld is a reference to that kind of thing, right?
I say yes. I would say it's relatively famous because Jenny Nicholson covered it in one of her videos.
Yeah. Well, anything that Jenny Nicholson covers is famous now.
Obviously.
There's that one church that does those, like, big productions.
Somebody just mentioned that to me recently. I don't remember where or why. I think it was at work, and they were like talking about it. And I was like, I know exactly what you mean.
All right, getting off topic. We recommend the YouTube channels Defunctland and Jenny Nicholson.
Yes, and I would like to have Jenny Nicholson's babies. What's wrong, Ben?
Moving on.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, I had two other things I wanted to bring up to you before we get to your review of Mortal.
I can just review Mortal now. Like, that's the only thing that I have to talk about this week, because I haven't done anything all week. I mean, we could talk about the movie Joe versus a Volcano we watched last night. That was fun.
It was a good movie.
That was a
liked
good
it.
movie.
Tom Hanks was good.
As always, I get into this, like, thought spiral of they can't make movies like this anymore. And the reason why is because you can't advertise movies like that anymore. And the reason why is because back in the day, they used to advertise movies by being like, it's the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
You want to see the newest movie that has Tom Hanks in it? You want to see the newest movie that has whatever celebrity? Steve Martin? What's a comedy one that we watched recently?
I was gonna just say
Will Ferrell.
We could also do
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey still kind of has star power. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the only reason people saw Sonic.
I don't think that's the only reason people saw Sonic. I think you're very much underestimating the amount of Sonic fans that exist.
I am always underestimating Sonic fans. Sonic has this weird, pervasive...
It blows me away when young people get into Sonic. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that?
Dude, our producer's toddler. Like, we obviously never introduced him to Sonic. We've never seen, like, I've had him play Mario games, I've had him play video games and stuff. I see the kind of stuff he's into, the shows he watches, he loves Marvel. But then one day he's drawing his own Sonic OC character, Mavis the Hedgehog, and I'm like, where does this come from?
How?
How does it infect our children like this?
That's a way to describe it.
And then at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, well, honestly, I do prefer him being a Sonic fan to a Marvel fan, so whatever.
It depends on how far it goes.
That's
for time to tell.
I just don't like the 6-year-old loving Deadpool as much as he does.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the perfect age to love Deadpool.
All right, Mortal. So the only thing I've done all week is nothing. Mm-hmm. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I beat Mortal when I was hardcore playing UFO 50 and trying to make sure I was ahead of them.
This is one of the ones I was most excited for.
Yeah? That's the problem. Like, I feel like my hyperfixation has really died down, and that happened last week when I really wanted to talk about Secret Garden. I was like, I don't have the kind of motivation to talk about Secret Garden that I wanted to originally. And that's the same thing with Mortal right now. It's like I don't have that hyperfixation. And that's insane, because Mortal is brilliant. It is easily one of the best games in the entire collection.
So good. Did you cherry it?
No, I have not cherried it. Cherrying it is
hard,
kind of intimidating.
I don't want to try.
So,
I'll explain. I'll
you
tell me. I also beat Mortal.
There we go.
So Mortal is a game wherein you play as a little guy, and you have to do. It's basically just a puzzle game. But the trick to it is that to solve puzzles, you need to die.
Yeah, you sacrifice so you don't play as a little guy. You play as an army of little guys.
Many.
I think like 40 to start off. You have 40 guys.
That sounds high, but I'm not sure.
You start off with quite a lot of lives, and the lives are the little guys you play as, and you sacrifice your guys in order to make progress in these little platforming levels. So the classic situation is you've got a bed of spikes that you have to get over.
You just die right there.
Yeah, you just jump onto the spikes, and your corpse makes a platform, and the next guy is able to use that platform to get across.
You also have several different methods you can use to make certain things happen, like the arrow, which is where you shove yourself vertically into a wall.
Yeah, you have 3 different powers you can use, and all of the powers sacrifice your guy, because it's
Yeah.
all about killing your guys off.
One of them explodes. That's pretty basic, simple. You understand it already. And then the other one turns you into a stone.
Yeah, so it makes a little platform, or also presses down switches and stuff.
Or you can use it to kill certain enemies.
And it's one of those things where the concept is so brilliant, so obviously brilliant too. Like it's you pick up on it like right away. It's like, oh, that's clever. And hold on, my mind is blanking right now. I don't know what I was trying to say.
Well, it's very clever. It's very brilliant. And the way that you attack each and every puzzle is going to be figuring out the most efficient way to die. And this is like really great. It's also my one problem with the game, because when I played the game, I would like be like, all right, I have like 40 lives. If I end this level with less than 30, I will restart.
Yeah, you found yourself restarting a bunch.
A lot.
So most people online, and the thing is, I couldn't play it this way because that's not how my psychology works.
Gotcha.
Most people online are like, the best way to play is just, play through it the best you can. Like,
No.
just get through each level with however many lives you have left, and if you don't have enough lives to get to the next level, just play better. And it's like, no, I see that I lost 10 lives, and I could have gained 10 lives if I had played better, so I'm just going to replay this level over and over and over and over
Exactly.
again.
A million times. I know the first couple levels. There's certain levels I know, like, better than I know my room. You know? Like...
The thing for me is, like, I didn't enjoy the first playthrough experience very much. When we first started talking about UFO 50, I mentioned I wasn't as hot on Mortal as other people. Mm-hmm. That's because I get really, really annoyed when my guy can just die instantly super fast, and I'm just experimenting, and I jump out of the plane and accidentally land on some spikes.
Yeah.
And I get impatient, and I jump out of the plane again, and, oh, nope, the enemy that spawned right there that I have to account for in time killed me, so I jump out of the plane, died again. You just lose like a whole bunch of lives rapidly and you just get really annoyed and you just want to restart the level right then and there. Once you get past the first playthrough and you're just replaying the levels and you're just trying to figure out efficiently, that's when it clicks. That's when I'm like, okay, now I just really, really want to figure out how to do this as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, I was doing that like immediately. So I'd like get to a certain point and be like, all right, I know I can gain 1 life if I use 2.
So it's only a net loss of 1.
Yes, exactly.
Like, there's themes in the levels. I think the second one is when they introduced the fire blocks.
Yeah.
But there was this one part where I'm like, I don't know how to get past this wall without just blowing up like 10 guys in a row to just get through the wall manually.
Oh, and you haven't figured out, you didn't know with the fire.
Oh, it turns out you can set your guys on fire and you can run them around and you can use them to light up a bunch of things. Also, it's the best way to kill enemies. Like those big rhino guys that take like 3 hits to kill.
Yep.
And just gobble you up. Those are so fucking annoying. It's like, oh, you just set them on fire.
Yep, you set them on fire.
Set them on fire, watch them slowly burn to death. Haha.
It's a really good game. It's a really great beginning to the Mortal.
The Mortal series, because
Mortal
Mortal is one of the games
series.
that has a sequel. And while I haven't beaten the sequel yet, I think the sequel is brilliant.
I see the sequel. I think that you're going to be really, really into it because I think you're really into Metroidvanias.
It's not really a Metroidvania kind of enjoyment. It's more like a roguelike kind of thing. It's weird. Mortal 2 feels like a roguelike where everything stays the same, and that's a bizarre way of putting it.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's just the way you approach it.
Yeah.
The way you feel when you play the game is very similar.
When you get to let's not get too deep into Mortal 2. We'll get there when we get there.
I'm probably going to stop reviewing UFO 50 games before we end up getting to Mortal 2. Because like I said, that hyperfixation has really run its course. I blame Devilition. Devilition is the game that I am stuck on. I was beating like all of these games like in a row, like
just don't beat
weeks ahead of
Devilition.
time. Just skip Devilition.
Yeah, fuck it.
I hate myself.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just
You don't like Devilition.
I don't like Devilition.
You don't like it at all. It's not that great of a game.
We're not going to talk about Devilition for several weeks.
Honestly just skip it and then come back to it if you feel like it.
Fair enough.
Because like Mortal 2 is better than Devilition.
All right, I'll promise I'll
Mini
get back
and
on.
Max. You can't not talk about Mini and Max.
Mini and Max is down at the very bottom
I know.
of the list.
It's also one of the best.
It is one of the best games I've ever played. like ever.
Ever.
Like it's so good.
It's perfect.
I will keep talking about UFO 50 every goddamn week because I love this game so much.
Okay.
But I don't have the same kind of like energy I had before.
So Ben, I gotta tell you about Umamusume. Pretty derby.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that before. What is it?
I
Say
don't
it
know how
again?
to pronounce it.
Umamusume.
It's right there. I have it on my phone behind the box. That way you can just-
U-M-A-M Umamusume.
Anybody who's watching this and knows what it is already understands. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I don't know how you've avoided this, to be honest. This is one of the most popular new games that has been Englishly localized recently.
Dude, I haven't even been on my computer for like 2 weeks.
Okay, fair enough. But like it's on YouTube everywhere. Everybody's playing it. It's annoying to a degree.
Okay.
But I want to tell you about it because I think that you're going to find it fascinating or hate it or love it. I'm not sure.
I am intrigued to the point where I'm gonna start Googling this so I can start looking at pictures.
Umamusume is a game. It's a video game where you play as a trainer of horses for horse racing.
Okay.
So that's what you are. You train the horses. The key, as you'll no doubt find out in a few seconds, is that the horses are anime girls. And they're not just anime girls, Ben.
She's got horse ears and a horse tail. Otherwise,
They're not just anime girls. They're also based off real racehorses. All of them.
Okay, so what's that series about the battleships? Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I know what one you're talking about. I don't know the name of it. Battleship Girls Unite or something like that.
Like I don't understand
There's also Fate. Fate's probably a better example.
the anthropomorphic personification into anime girls specifically. Like it's like a special internet fetish.
Yes, it is. But Fate's the same thing, but with like figures. Like historical figures.
I also get why there's battleship nerds. There's people who are super into historical battleships and like know all the names and like know all the histories of them.
Continental.
And and they want to fuck the USS Continental.
I don't know if that's one of them. I just named something.
Is there someone that just knows a bunch of like famous racehorses or whatever?
The Yakuza in Japan. Let me get you into some details about this.
No, hold on. So you train. You don't. This is not a game about.
Continue.
When you first said it was about horse racing, I thought you meant like Okay, there's a website of this person who like rates horses in video games.
Yep.
Like they'll talk about like the horses in Breath of the Wild and the horse in Shadow of the Colossus, and they compare the experience because they're just fans of horses. They're people who love horses.
Equestrians.
Well, equestrians are when you ride the horse. These are just horse girls. I assume they're girls. Even if they're not girls, they're still horse girls, okay?
You can't assume that after My Little Pony.
I'm not talking about bronies.
Saying.
But, bronies are also horse girls.
Yep.
This isn't that, though, because you don't get horses.
Now you get girls.
Just anime girls.
They're anime girls. They are based off real horses, though. And this is fun. So if you're in Japan and you attempt to make this gacha game, because it's a gacha game.
Of course it is.
And all the girls are supposed to be somewhat Coomer bait. A little bit.
Yeah, of
Usually
course.
not like crazy, honestly, for this game, to be totally fair. But a bunch of people are obviously going to do what the people on the internet do and make porn of them.
Yeah.
If they try to do that in Japan, the Yakuza, who have a lot of investment into horse racing, will find them and beat them up.
So there isn't Rule 34 of this?
Oh, there is. It's just not from Japan.
That's so weird.
All of it is
wild.
Western made. Because if they make it in Japan, the Yakuza, look them up.
Okay, so besides this horrible premise, I'm just going to say, the premise is horrible. I hate it. What's the game like? Why do you think I'd find it interesting?
Well, okay, it's kind of a dating sim.
It's a dating sim where you date your horses that you train for
You don't really
horse
date
racing.
them. You're training them.
You're training them.
So you're like, we're gonna go to, a hot springs for a regular relaxation. I'm gonna take you to the park so you can run around, that sort of thing for races. Because you have to put them into races.
Okay.
And they race, and if you win, it's great. The thing that's interesting to me about this game is not just that it's really popular, because it is really popular. It's
I've never heard of it until just now, and I hate this.
It is currently the top trending free game on Steam.
Of course it is.
It's also the people who are playing it. One of the people we've talked about a couple of times, who's become my favorite streamer recently, is Northern Lion.
Yeah.
He's been playing the shit out of this.
Now I am surprised I haven't seen anything for it.
He's been playing it like every day. He even has it on his phone.
Is it just really addictive?
I don't know, because I haven't touched it. I've never played it. I don't get it. I just find it fascinating, and I knew you would too.
Just do a Google image search real quick and bring it up on the screen.
Okay.
Our viewers who have not seen it need to see this.
They need to see this.
It's annoying. I am looking at this and I am annoyed. I am looking at this character. I don't know. You can't possibly see it. I'll show you this character. I'm annoyed when I look at this character. Oh, that's the one right there on the screen.
Yep, right there. It's also an anime. They made it into an anime.
Well, of course it is.
This is the first one. That's not the ones I know about. There's two of them I know roughly about. One of them I think is this one. I can't really tell. Hold up. We can make this work. Their name is Gold Ship. That's their horse name. This is the actual horse. Right there. That's what the actual horse looks like. Oh, that's not cool. And then there's the anime version, which is this. Open in a new tab.
Okay, I want to bring this up. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yep.
But it is an intersection of multiple things we were talking about. The Quibble racing game in UFO 50.
Yes.
So there is a game on UFO 50 where you just bet on races.
Yep.
It is literally a horse racing simulator, except instead of horses, they're little aliens called Quibbles.
Quibbles.
It is the perfect example of, like, how I cannot understand, like, where's the joy that you get from gambling, that people get from gambling. Because this is pretty straightforward. You just guess which one's going to win, and you bet on it, and if you are right, you get money, and if you're wrong, then you lose the money. That's the game.
Yep.
Like, Quibble Race, the actual game, is fun because silly things can happen, and it can be entertaining when, like, all the Quibbles randomly fucking die in the middle of the race.
Sure, yeah.
But, like, if that doesn't happen, then you're just betting, you're just gambling, you're just seeing numbers go up if you're right, or go down if you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Horse racing is a extended genre video game. Like, it goes
Sure.
way back to the very beginning. Because, like, pachinko games and horse racing games and, like, the stuff that you would get, like, Japanese businessmen to buy, that kind of software that you would get for their computers and stuff, like, these are some of the reasons why we have video games today.
Yep.
Like, there's an important, like, distinction there.
He just keeps looking at it.
What is this that you pulled up with this character doing weird faces?
Well, I wanted to tell you about this character. Their name is Gold Ship.
Tell me about Gold Ship.
What's interesting about Gold Ship is that, like, when they were, this is one of the few that I know. When they were, like, the horse, when they were in, like, their prime, when they were racing.
Aren't the horses that they use in races guys?
Yes. Every single one.
So every single one of these is a gender-bent trans horse girl. Okay, got it. Just making sure. Continue.
What was interesting about Gold Ship is that when they were, like, in their prime, they were, like, without a doubt the best horse. To the point where when they were racing, it was, like, pretty clear that they were holding back. And they were still winning. Like, you can see clips of this horse.
You say pretty clear, but it's a horse. How can you tell a horse is holding back? Continue.
I don't know how,
Just
but
continue.
they do. But there's videos of the horse racing where they'll be in the back, and then right at the end of the race, they're like, fuck it. And they just right to the front. They go from, like, back to front in, like, less than a few seconds. It's crazy.
Okay.
And the horse is notable for their personality because they would often try to kill their trainer. Because they would come back and just kick him. As, like, that's their way of celebrating.
Wow.
And they're represented in the game with this character. They're also a goofball.
I see that.
Isn't it great?
So what's the gameplay of this game like?
You get them trained, and then after they go to the horse, they go onto the track.
I want you to describe like what you see when you open up the game. You press start. Is like a menu, like select train
Menus.
option.
The first menu is like you have to pull horses.
Okay.
You need to get horses because you can't play the game without horses, right?
Okay.
So you go in, you go pull, and it's like bam, there's a gotcha bullshit. You get the horses. You might get S rank horses. You might get A rank. You might get B, and then you go, okay, I'm gonna pick this horse to be my main horse, and these other ones to be supporting horses. After that, you train your horse, and then you enter it into horse races. Horse races, you put them in, and then you don't do anything. You are no longer part of this.
Yeah,
You're
it's
watching them race.
like a real horse race where you're just gambling.
Well, it's a little different because they have ults and stuff.
Okay.
And the ults will trigger through certain points.
Sorry,
in the
did you
race
say
action.
ults like
Yeah.
ultimate
Yeah,
powers,
yeah.
ultimate abilities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
um, you're getting agitated, Betty.
This concept is so stupid. Why is it popular? Like, this is fine if it was, like, a thing that, like, I just hear about on Reddit one day, because there's always a million, I'm sure this was a fucking Roll34 porn game of some sort. Actually, is there any horse racing simulating porn games? I'm sure there will be now, because of the popularity of this one.
Before now, probably not. Now I have no idea. I haven't looked into that. I can if you want. Not here. But then during the race, certain things will trigger. Like if they're in a certain place, the horse will ult, and then they will go faster.
Okay.
And they have certain powers that will trigger the same way. And after you win or lose a race, if you lose enough races, you're out. You glue the horse. I don't know if that's actually what they do, but that's what the streamers call it.
What?
That's what the streamers call it. I think you just get rid of them.
You glue the horse? Jesus fucking Christ!
And if you win, you just keep going onto this, and the goal is to get to the end of your run successfully with your horse girl.
Okay.
I didn't know this was gonna be as torturous for you. I'm sorry.
You glue your anime girl.
The only other horse that I know about, well, I can't remember the name of. Honestly, to be fair, I don't know very little.
Horses have ridiculous names.
They do. The only thing I know about them is that like during a race they fell and then they were immediately euthanized.
Immediately. Just the guys run out on the field with needles.
Basically, well, no, they use guns, but yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. So that's Umamusume. It's the most popular free game on Steam right now. And it's also an anime.
I'm sure that'll last a week or two.
I don't know. It's kind of been a while, Ben. It's been like 3 weeks. Northern Lion's still playing it.
Maybe he's just got a gambling addiction.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that's the game. I really wanted you to know about it because I find it hilarious. I think this is the funniest shit in the world.
It's a free game.
It's free. You can play it. You can. Viewer. You can play that.
I might
No, you won't.
I might check it out. I'm curious. I want to know what the actual gameplay is.
It's hard to describe.
Because, like, I want to know... Have you ever played, like just crappy indie games?
Yep.
Made
Tons.
by, like, developer, like, not upcoming. That means that they're actually going to go somewhere. But, like, developers who are just, like, learning how to make games for the first time, and they drop their shit on itch.io.
You just go on itch and you look up some stupid idea and you play it. Yeah. Done it.
And, like, sometimes you see the concept, and you're like, okay, this is ambitious, and I appreciate what you're doing here, and you just need to make it better. And then there's other times where it's like, you were just trying to recreate whatever basic bog standard experience you've done a million times. Mm-hmm. I don't even know why you put this online to try out. Like, not only is it crap, but it's also derivative crap.
You made Flappy Bird, but with a penis.
Oh my god, Flappy Bird ripoffs are the most annoying fucking thing. It's like, what are you trying to accomplish here?
I think they're trying to accomplish learning how to make a game.
Maybe, but, like, why make a Flappy Bird clone instead of a worm clone?
Well, because the tutorial they found, they had Flappy Bird.
It's the same game, but worm, Flappy Bird is just worm that plays bad. That's the point. It plays so bad that it's hilarious, and that's why it became a meme.
Yes.
We don't need more badly made versions of Worm.
Well, they're not thinking of it as, I'm going to make this game and make $1 million. They're thinking of it as, I need to learn how to make a game.
But they're not even learning how to make a good game.
Well, you can't.
They're learning how to make a bad game.
You have to
specifically.
learn how to make a really simple, basic game to be able to get.
Word
to the
is
next
a
point.
simple game, but they're not finishing the
I don't-
job. They're
Dog,
finishing halfway. They
make-
didn't finish
make-
and make it good.
Then make the worm tutorial. Make the tutorial how to make.
It definitely exists already.
Yeah, but which one's more popular?
Fucking Flappy Bird for some reason.
God.
What is wrong with society? What is wrong with society?
I don't
Is
know.
it the internet? Is that why the most popular fucking game is a anime girl horse racing simulator?
Free game. Free game.
The most popular free game.
It's not the most popular game, I don't think.
Well, yeah. Well, the most popular game is fucking Roblox, and again, I just question what's wrong with society.
Well, Roblox is a million different kinds of games.
Yeah.
There's no structure. There's no specific, and some of them are fun.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
made Call of Duty and Roblox.
You can just play Call of Duty.
You can. But why would you do that? You can play Roblox Call of Duty for free.
It's not free, is it?
Yeah.
I suppose they wouldn't be able to monetize that.
Well, they don't monetize most of the games. If they're monetized, it's usually through microtransactions.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have anything else we need to talk about?
you want to talk about the FBI?
Not, I guess. Yeah, the FBI.
I don't know if you knew about this, but Nintendo complained to the FBI about a bunch of people torrenting their stuff, so they got rid of a bunch of sites.
I've been kind of pissed about Nintendo a lot lately. I mean, not just like the prices of Switch 2 we've talked about, but also the fact that, like, have you read that they've been like bricking certain people's consoles?
Yeah, I told you about that. I told you about Twinklink.
Well, not just that specifically, but like other incidents that have happened since then.
Not other instances, no.
And like, I miss the days where you could just buy a cart, buy a console, buy a video game, own the video game. That's it.
Yeah, and nowadays with the new Nintendo stuff, it's like I think you can't if it's a Nintendo product, you get a cartridge. If it's a non-Nintendo product though, that's sold on the Switch, you don't get a cartridge. You just get a box that's empty except for a code.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why?
I personally buy all my games digitally anyway, just because it's more convenient. I want to have them all available, and I only have to take my system. Like I was always a mobile gamer in the sense that I always had a Game Boy Advance when I was a kid, and I hated lugging around the cartridges everywhere.
You didn't have a little package?
I had a plastic bag that I kept them all in.
Oh, you didn't have like a little thing?
I mean, the little thing is annoying because you set it all. You get the thing, and then you carefully place all your games in it, and it's all nice. And then you pull a game out to play it, and then you got to remember to put it back.
Yeah.
And then when you pull out the next game, you got to remember to put it back, and you got to actually like keep it sorted. And you got to maintain it. And I was never the kid that could do that.
Stop Killing Games is almost at its like full over 40% 40% over point. So maybe if we're all lucky, Europe will do something.
Europe will do something, but in the meantime, so what's the FBI doing exactly?
They're specifically going after torrent sites that Nintendo are specific to Nintendo. So if you can get a Nintendo game on a torrent site, they've taken it down.
So they're taking out ROM sites and like
Yeah.
ROM collections and stuff again.
Only a few so far, but they were announcing it, and it's like, it's odd to me that the FBI would waste any time on that when there's real criminals happening.
Do we want to talk about politics?
I don't want to get deep into it.
Because,
but,
there's a lot of controversies right now with this certain list by the certain famous certain billionaire who had this island and was very close friends with our president, but let's not get into that.
No, let's not get too deep into that. I mean, the list does exist, and it does exist in ways that it would affect everybody in politics. But hey, let's just say that and move on.
Well, the other thing, we brought it up a little bit, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but thank you, yeah. One of our listeners complaining that I'm too quiet because I'm never close enough to my microphone. So
you're so damn quiet
Steam
in real
recently
life.
pulled a bunch of not safe for work X-rated games off their platform, and it was because they got pressure from payment processors like Visa and MasterCard, I think.
Yeah, and okay, so this really annoys me because I don't know how to describe this. I've always been fascinated by the specific aspect of pornography where they get paid. Cause
What do you mean? Like the monetization of pornography?
yeah, because when I was younger, I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make any sense to me. Because like, how do you get money for this when like you can't see it, when no one's watching it? But obviously, people are watching it. At the time, they were going to get videos, and then the internet happened, and then Pornhub became huge, and it's like now this doesn't make any sense anymore.
Pornography doesn't make sense.
Like financially, like whatever. I don't want to get like that guy, but like it just.
I feel like
sense.
there was only one time in history where pornography was a profitable industry, and that was that brief period of time before home video was created.
Yeah.
And like after that, like I understand women who get into like camming and stuff. I understand the finances of like the financial motivations of doing that kind of stuff.
Or like OnlyFans and that.
I do not understand professional pornographers.
No.
What is their motivation? Because it's not money.
It couldn't be.
Like when you make a pornographic video game, what is your goal here? Is it to make money? It can't be. You're not going to make money off of that. Not a lot. Like maybe.
Not as much.
And like the conclusion I have to come to is that they're just bizarrely passionate about the subject matter, which happens to be pornography.
And like the entire time porn has existed, payment processors have hated them.
Yeah.
Like the audio book series, The Butterfly Effect by John Ronson, which I listened to, goes over into this in much more better detail. Every like porn star you can think of that you know of, every single one of them is poorer than you're imagining, because when they tried to like take their check they got for doing their job to the bank was like, no, we can't take this money, it's dirty.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you, that's stupid. And Steam, more like years ago now, but like it wasn't like that long, like 5 years ago, they started allowing NSFW games. And I thought that was really cool, because like it's not so much that it's becoming more normalized, which I don't like necessarily, but the fact that like these people can now make money on a real platform for their product, even if maybe not everybody should see that product.
I guess so. I have a weird opinion on porn in that, like I said, I am fascinated by the passion.
Yeah.
When it comes to a porn video game, because we've both played porn video games before just to try them out. We were talking before about like weird indie itch.io games, and that's where again it's really weird that you find like these games that people try really hard at are actually shockingly ambitious, and the end product is pornography. And they're not going to make money off of it, especially when they have like a licensed character thing. It's like, oh, it's a parody of The Simpsons or something like that. It's like, well, you can't sell this.
Yeah, like obviously we're not saying that like it's bad that they're making those. I want to make clear, because neither of us think that money is the rule of all things.
I appreciate passion and I appreciate artistry, and I guess that's what you would call that. But I also kind of feel like ever since the internet became a big thing in society, like porn addiction has also become a lot bigger of a problem nowadays.
I would 100% agree with that.
I wonder if a lot of the issues that people have in like dating and like gender wars and shit online, like the weird fucking...
I think that has less to do with an addiction to pornography and more to do with
I would say it's a corner of it. Algorithms, just a Tinder in general.
Just like being shown, like just being on Instagram, seeing like the most attractive woman you've ever seen in your entire life, and like being like, how nobody in anywhere I've ever seen looks anything like that. How? And it's like, that's filters.
I was gonna say at a certain point, Instagram girls stop being attractive to me because it just doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
You know? It's like these images just glaze right by, and I'm like, this means nothing. This is like looking at plastic dummies.
And all of them are following every trend that's on Instagram to get views and clicks, and all of those are based around like being like specifically sexually attracted to older men. Because the only people on Instagram who like look at women are really old dudes who are on Maine.
Makes sense. I've never been on Instagram, never had an Instagram account, never browsed a website before, ever. Not once.
This is just the shit that they do continually. It's like whatever works with the algorithm. And that's all they're doing, is it trying to affect the algorithm.
Can we talk about video games again?
Sure. Support video games. Steam recently removed a bunch because of payment processors again. And I think that had something to do with another like third party.
So, there was a activist group from Australia,
Of course,
and this all started because of a particular game that was already like getting a lot of attention and was already getting a lot of controversy and was being removed by Steam because of all that. And I can't remember what that game was called. I think it was like No Mercy or something like that. And it was a very, very violent, like edgy, going out of its way to be provocative pornographic game that featured content like incest and rape
Yep.
and, all that kind of bad stuff.
I don't know the game that you're talking about, to be honest.
I remember, I literally can't remember the name of the game, and I just remember reading lots of headlines, over the past several months.
I don't
Like,
know.
it's old news at this point. And it was that game that inspired this activist group to, like, look into a bunch of other porn games on Steam. And there's other porn games on Steam that have, underage content, incest content, non-consent content.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's fantasy. It doesn't hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I can understand why people get uncomfortable about it. And maybe, I don't know. It's not like you run into this stuff when you browse the Steam store.
Well, it depends on what your tags are, because you can remove the ability to see this stuff, or you can have some of it available. Because that's what the version I have currently is. Some of it's available. That's why I knew about that one. The Gay Man RPG that we showed you when I was in Next Fest, which is releasing soon, by the way. That sort of stuff, and then if you allow everything to go through, you'll see all. It's actually, don't do it because it's awful. It's literally just the entire store page when you're looking through is just mostly porn now.
Jeez,
it's fucking annoying.
I can't. I don't feel bad that these games have been removed. I can't feel bad. The only part of me is like a principled person in me that has opinions about censorship.
I don't like that the person who's making this, or the people making this decision, are doing it from like an ivory tower from a payment processing position. Like I just don't think MasterCard should be able to determine that. But I also am like, but at the same time, I'm kind of fine with them not being on there.
Yeah, and I don't really feel bad about these gooners not being able to jerk off to their older sister character.
Well, that's the thing. It's like none of the games we ever played, we played on Steam. You know what I mean?
I mean, they were just itch.io experiments, just
yeah,
like
but
looking
you
at.
Can just, there's other places. There's other ways to get every game that these people that are being removed. It's like.
Well, the big thing from what I've read on Reddit is, again, pornography games are not financially viable.
No.
Like, people don't actually want to buy these things. People don't want to pay to have them made. People don't want to pay the people who want to make them. People want to make them for some fucking reason. People definitely want to play them. Nobody wants to pay for this shit. And selling your game on Steam was one of the few ways, like, if you had a game that was good enough that it could be sold on Steam, then you are a successful porn game developer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are hoping that you're getting Patreon money from people who follow your project.
It's probably not Patreon. It's probably Subscribestar.
I don't know. Well, Patreon, I believe, also has rules against...
Yeah, Patreon are very moralistic about what they put on.
The big three, the age, the incest, and the non-consent stuff.
Which, some of the stuff some of the stuff that Patreon has done I disagree with, because their sentencing towards the age one has affected people who are not doing that, but by perception looks younger. They're drawing adults, but the adults themselves do not look like they're adults.
A very popular subject matter for a lot of these things is high school.
Yes.
And high school automatically, you're
making it weird.
I don't even want to fucking think about, the split the hairs over what's okay and what isn't. It's not me to judge. I don't think it should be up to payment processors to judge.
No. Well, that's kind of the whole point, though, that we're making, is, MasterCard should not be deciding what it is you can buy with your money.
But again, maybe somebody should judge. Maybe some people should be more aware of what's going on in the pornography industry in general because of all the toxicity involved.
Yeah, especially.
And again, with the addiction.
With the addiction, and if we go to, we would transition to, actual porn, there's, a billion problems in the real porn industry. Yeah, so I agree with you. I just don't know who would be good at doing that. What do? You make a committee?
A committee. Yeah, no, get the government involved, have them control the porn.
I'd rather that not be the way we do that.
I don't have a suggestion.
Yeah. I just don't like what the payment processors are doing, and I haven't liked it for a while. I think it's kind of bullshit. I think if you're into that area, that you should get paid for your work. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, if your work's really gross, maybe. I don't know.
I'm also going to point out, they're not pulling all porn games. They're just pulling the ones with that really explicit content.
I'm specifically talking more about just actual porn stars.
Yeah.
I think porn stars should get paid for being, viewed by more people than like an actual TV star sometimes.
Well, I was always happy that OnlyFans was an option to allow a lot of creators to, like, get paid more directly. They're still going through a payment processor.
Yeah.
But, as opposed to working for someone who is paying them. Because capitalism affects the porn industry like it does every other industry.
OnlyFans is an own thing, though. Have you ever actually tried it?
No.
Yeah, I was curious, so I tried it. I went on some free ones. It's awful.
Okay.
It's literally the worst way to engage with pornography.
At this point, it's like, I
all it is,
like I said, there are some serious problems with addiction nowadays.
all it is people like messaging you because you go to someone and they message you, they DM you and be like, buy my video, and then they try to just talk to you.
Was it like a cam girl kind of thing where you just watch a video and you have a chat and it's really boring?
Well, what I'm talking about is like you go on the main page and it's basically just like a slightly like more revealing like Instagram page.
I've never been on Instagram.
It's Facebook.
Okay.
It's just a slightly more enticing Facebook, and if you want actual content that you pay for, you get to pay them.
Whatever. So long as these girls are getting paid.
Yeah.
Good for them.
It's also, I'm just saying, OnlyFans is terrible.
Everything's terrible. The world is just a terrible place right now. Thank
Yeah,
God
ain't
for
great.
Cosmic Encounter and Crokinole and all the things that give us joy.
Definitely check out Crokinole. Definitely check out Crokinole. Crokinole's better than porn, I'm telling you now. It just is. Like, I could lie to you and say, they're comparable. It's not. Crokinole's better.
Crokinole's better than porn. All right, with that, I think we should call this episode come to a close. I got nothing left to talk about.
Let me think. I can pretend. I played the Outlast Trials.
What's that?
It's a horror game. It's really weird, actually. It's a horror game that's co-op, and the idea is that you have to like solve a puzzle on a million different levels. So you have a level, and the level will be like, you have to kill this guy.
Okay.
So you go on the level, and you have to find the guy first. So you're going around, you're looking for like keys and shit, similar like nature to Resident Evil, and there's an enemy running around that you have to avoid. You can't fight him because you're just like a guy in a mental institution. You don't have weapons.
Okay.
So you hide in a little thing, and you wait for him to go, and you come out, and then you do the task. And it's kind of like it's kind of like a standard co-op shooter without any shooting. Because in like Left 4 Dead, for example,
Is it a stealth game?
no, not really. I mean, it can be. There's like an enemy, like a horror movie enemy running around, and they're looking for you, but they're not like you. It's not like you have to actually hide from them. Not like you can.
I think that's okay. So, one of the very first stealth games was Wolfenstein back on the Atari,
Oh yeah.
and like you're literally just a character who has to avoid line of sight with the enemy characters that are moving around the little labyrinth.
I
That
guess-
counts as a stealth game.
I
you know?
guess. I don't. When I think about a stealth game, I'm thinking of like Thief.
You're thinking of the advanced genre, like
Yeah.
it's been a very, very long time, but
It's more of a horror game than either of those. But like, yeah, that's the whole idea. Is you have to complete a specific task, and you just keep doing that until you finish all of them.
okay, sounds like fun.
It's okay.
You got anything else you want to tell me about?
I watched an anime.
What was the anime you watched?
The anime was called something. It was the beginning after the end. It was kind of interesting because it was like a weird trip on isekai. The idea is that this dude in his world became like the king because he's the strongest. He became basically King Bradley.
Okay.
You can think of him like more literally as King Bradley because he's that ruthless.
Okay.
To a degree. Then he
King
dies.
Bradley being the
Main
leader
villain.
of the main villain leader of the continent country that from
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Alchemist. I was just gonna
Say the name.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
One of the most popular animes of all time. If you remember that anime and that character, King Bradley. Okay,
I think
continue.
his voice actor died. We
Oh,
talked
that's-
about it. We talked about it.
The English voice actor, the Japanese voice actor.
English.
Okay.
He
Rest in peace.
The main character was a king in a similar nature to King Bradley. He passes or dies or something. We're not really sure exactly what happened quite yet. And then he becomes a baby in a new world with magic. Because the world he was in, it was like technologically advanced and everything.
If I die and I wake up in a Japanese anime world, I will be so annoyed. You know?
I can't even imagine that.
Like, finding out that like Christianity is real, but no, actually it's isekai is the real like. It's not like Buddhism. We don't go through like reincarnations of like cycles in real life. It's like no, when you die, you end up in the world of Dragon Quest, and you're surrounded by big titty anime girls, who
I think you'd get over
Go
it
on
relatively quickly.
MMO quests. And I'd get over it, yeah, but I would be very annoyed.
The first couple of years would be very tumultuous.
I'd be so annoyed that I'm in someone else's idea of heaven.
What if they make your version of isekai, your heaven isekai?
I don't know what that's gonna look like.
Dark
It would be
Souls?
filthy.
Dark
No, it
Souls?
wouldn't be. Why would anyone want to live in the world of Dark Souls?
I just love you love the game. I don't know.
It'd probably just be Pokemon.
Oh,
Think about it. Think about how nice it would be to just live in the world of Pokemon.
I wouldn't want to live in the world of Pokemon.
Where the highest stakes, like, conflict in the entire world are terrorist organizations who want to steal people's pets.
Well, also like Pokemon who are gonna cause global warming.
Yeah, but you can stop them with the Pokemon that stops global warming.
Okay. It was a cool show. It was alright. It was very mid. That's all I have.
And have you done anything else you want to talk about in the episode? I'm fine at being short.
Nah.
I could talk about Star Trek a little bit because I've been watching so much Star Trek lately.
Fuck it. Hit me with some Star Trek.
Have you ever watched Star Trek? Are you a Star Trek guy?
I watched a little bit of Deep Space Nine. I also watched like 5 or 6 seasons of Next Generation, and then at some point recognized that I had taken in zero information at all.
That's amazing.
I was blown away at how I did it, because I literally watched like seasons and seasons and seasons of episodes, and it was just on while I was doing other stuff. And then I looked over one time and I was like, I have not paid any attention. I have no idea what's happening.
Okay,
It was on a Q episode.
you watch Next Gen though, but like do you know the names of the characters?
Oh yeah, I know like Captain Picard. There's
Who's the
Q,
android?
Data.
Okay,
Getting there.
you would have hurt my soul if you had managed to watch like all this Next Generation and not like.
I knew the characters. It's also unfair because I watched a lot of Red Letter Media, and
Yeah, and you ended up learning more. But I learned more about Star Trek from Red Letter Media than I ever did watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
I'm not a Star Trek fan. I'm not a Trekkie. Like my dad really liked the original series, and he would like quote it all the time as a kid.
yeah,
And then there was a period of time where I was watching a lot of Next Generation when it was on TBS or something like that.
yeah.
And very, very recently, I started watching through Deep Space Nine. And Deep
Riker.
Space Nine is definitely the best out of all of these series.
Heard that.
And that kind of annoys me. Because, like, I love the Star Trek premise.
Of exploring a new galaxy. Basically.
Yeah, it's a ship of, professionals. It's a procedural about people who are really good at their jobs, exploring and finding insane shit that can't be explained by modern science and making ethical. It's a, classic speculative fiction, science fiction premise.
And then Deep Space Nine is not that.
No, Deep Space Nine is, okay, well, now it's kind of a sitcom,
Yep.
and it gets very, very political,
Cisco.
and Cisco rules. I kind of hated him at first because I thought he was super boring, but I ended up loving him. And then the characters that I really liked at the beginning, I end up loving more, and it's just got really likable characters.
Yeah, I've heard that there is the Mr. Plinkett review for like the prequels. In one of them, he goes over the ways to identify a character, and the ways that you do that is if you can describe the character without physical attributes. That's how you know it's a good character.
Oh, okay. When he was testing people to try to explain Qui-Gon Jinn's personality.
Yeah, and they were like,
He's
the guy with the beard.
no, but what's his personality like?
He's got a robe.
He's kind of monotone. He's a bit stoic.
Monotone, stoic. He's kind of like, he's kind of like Obi-Wan actually.
Character. Well, I've loved the characters in all of Star Trek. Like Star Trek manages to have really iconic characters somehow.
Yeah, like Commander Picard.
Yeah, Picard. Oh, Data. Data's my
Data.
favorite. I love Data and Geordi
We
and
can
like
even,
all the little hijinks they get on there.
What's his fucking name? Wesley Crusher. We can even say Wesley Crusher.
I hate Wesley.
Everybody hates Wesley.
I hate Wesley. No, fuck off. I can't.
But he's a good character.
I've tried to rewatch Next Gen. Like Next Gen is the show that I should be the best Star Trek series, but it's not because of Wesley and because of a lot of really bad episodes.
Shut up, Wesley. And Will Wheaton was like, "I'm done with the shut up, Wesley. Now I'm blocking everyone who says that." And Patrick Stewart was like, "Well, shut up, Will."
Patrick Stewart's a fucking G.
And then Riker. I remember Riker.
What I love about Star Trek, or what I've really enjoyed most about Star Trek, is just kind of enjoying the experience of like old television before streaming, when they had filler episodes.
Yeah. And
I
serials
cannot
and
believe how much I miss filler episodes. You know how important filler episodes are? they're where all the character moments happen.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you don't ever have time to breathe in modern television because it's all like a very, very carefully written, serialized show where only the first and last episodes of the season matter, and the middle of it is all written so that you can ignore it and look at your cell phone.
Well, okay, that's a lot of like Netflix stuff, but I wouldn't say that with modern stuff. Like,
I mean, a
Severance,
lot of
for
stuff
example.
is Netflix stuff, you know?
Well, like Severance.
Haven't watched Severance, admittingly.
Excellent.
Yeah?
Highly recommend.
What's Severance about? Tell me about it.
Severance is about, we might have talked about it before, but Severance is about a guy who like lost his wife in an accident, and he's like, I want to escape because he can't deal with the pain and the suffering he's been going through. So he goes to this company and they let him sever. Sever means that you cut your brain off from regular life when you're at work. So you go to work, and then you, like your person, will forget everything, and you'll come out of work 8 hours later and be like, oh, okay, we're now here. And it's basically like sleeping for you from your concept, because you go down an elevator and you come back up, and that's the whole day. Well, there's another version of you now that's severed inside of there, who's a person, who's a whole person. They're a real human, just like you, who are living their entire lives at work.
That's gotta be hell.
Well, it's that moral question of, is this hell?
That sounds like hell to me.
It sounds like hell to me.
Definitely a great deconstruction of capitalism.
Dude, you would love this show. It's so good.
Well, I am on the last season of DS9, so I do need to find a new show. I was even considering, like, exploring other Star Trek series and getting into Star Trek and learning more about the Star Trek universe and stuff.
You would love this show. Also, what's insane about it is that it's, like, directed largely by Ben Stiller. And you'd think, well, that must be funny. It's not that funny. I mean,
I don't find
funny.
Ben Stiller funny at all, as a matter of fact.
You'd think it'd be humorous, but it's not. It's so good. Also, the way I'm going to sell you on the show, guaranteed, you're now going to watch it, 100%. What's his name? There's a specific individual in this that you will find very interesting because of the relationship they get into.
A particular actor or just a particular character?
Particular actor. Let me quickly do a Google search of the cast, because I can't remember his name. Bink, bonk, book. That's not all of them. Christopher Walken.
Sold.
Isn't a gay relationship in this?
Sold!
I knew... I
fucking love Christopher Walken so much, man.
When I was telling other people about this, I was like, I know exactly how I'll get Ben to watch this. I'll tell him that Christopher Walken's in it, and that he's gay. Ben will be down.
You know, so Christopher Walken very famously will accept any role that's offered to him.
Okay.
Like, he says that. He's like, I don't know when, there isn't going to be any work. So he really will accept every offer given to him.
That's cool.
And I love him so much. You ever seen the movie Seven Psychos? Seven Psychopaths?
No, but I think I know of him in that. Is that the one where he's like, I don't care?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the thing that has transcended them. I can't believe, if In Bruges came out years later, it would be nothing but memes of In Bruges on the internet all over the place. I mean, Reddit already loves In Bruges, but...
I'll have to watch him.
You've never seen In Bruges either?
Never seen either.
Oh, man. What the hell? Martin McDonough is the director, I believe. I think I got his name wrong. I don't really care that much, actually.
Okay.
But I've watched every film that this man has made. His first one was In Bruges. The second one was Seven Psychopaths. Third one was Three Billboards Outside something or other. I can't remember the name of that one. That one sucks.
Okay.
It's all about racism.
Well, let's watch the first two when we do movie night at some point.
Actually, I haven't seen the newest one.
But yeah, I recommend Severance. I can give you access to the ability to watch Severance.
Okay.
It's an Apple exclusive show.
Oh, that's why I haven't paid any attention to it.
Worst thing about it.
I was gonna say, how many Apple exclusive? What's that? Have you seen Succession? I don't know if that's Apple exclusive, but that's one of like the big drama series that I actually kind of want to check out.
I have not seen it. There is another one that I have yet to watch that I've told you about previously that I think you should check out that I am not going to remember the name of because I never do.
You know, another thing that ruined modern television besides Netflix and streaming was Game of Thrones.
Yes. I hate what Game of Thrones has done to society.
Well, the annoying thing is that I've wanted, ever since I stopped watching Game of Thrones, which is long before Game of Thrones ended, I've wanted a show like Game of Thrones, Like a big, involved drama series that everybody is following and is really, really easy to get into. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But every single show after Game of Thrones tried to be that and isn't good at it.
No.
Like that fucking Lord of the Rings show.
Didn't watch it.
That, I'm trying to, like, name, like...
Rings of Power, was it? And
Rings of Power?
Yeah, and then there was the Game of Thrones one, sequel or prequel.
The House of the Dragon. I cannot believe anybody watches that.
Aiden watched that, and then he told me about a specific scene that he thought was really interesting because they mention it in regular Game of Thrones. And then he spent an hour going through the episode in regular Game of Thrones where they mentioned this specific thing, and it was literally like 1 second in real time where they talk about some person from the past. And then in the actual new show, they talk about that person. And he was confused as to why he remembered that 1 second. And I was also confused as to why we spent an hour doing this.
My thing is, like, I'm sure House of the Dragon is fine. It's not
Yeah.
being made by the same people who made Game of Thrones.
No, because they're like thrown out of like the ability to make anything after the last season.
They're blacklisted, yeah. But like after Game of Thrones ended the way it did, why would anyone want to follow up with
I
that?
have no idea.
I can't understand anyone who wants to be into the Game of Thrones universe anymore. Like
Well-
I can see people who still want to finish the books.
It is a prequel, but yeah, I don't really get it.
But the universe itself, like, I don't find it that interesting, especially with all the imagery that's associated with the show, you know? But, like, Game of Thrones is still one of Warner Brothers' big IPs. They've cut axe to everything, except for, like, a handful of different IPs and studios, and it's just, like, not Warner Brothers,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, DC Universe, anything made by Atlas,
Yep.
Mortal Kombat, that's it. And like I can't believe Game of Thrones is one of the things. And it's just latched on because the show was so big during its time.
Watch Severance.
Okay,
Watch Severance. You will love Severance.
got it.
All right, I think that's probably gonna have to be where we really wrap up.
I never had anything to talk about in the first place.
And then we talked about a lot of stuff. We're really good at that. That's like we should have a podcast about that called the Waffle Hour. Because we're really good at waffling for an hour.
I mean, that's what I always thought the premise was going to be. It was like, okay, let's just talk about whatever random thing pops into my head as I'm on a tangent about something else.
It's working so well.
If you say so. That's why we have so many subscribers.
We're also on Spotify.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to do that at the beginning of the episode, aren't
Sure
we?
are.
Sorry.
It's not your fault at all. I knew at the beginning of the episode, and I immediately forgot. Thank you for watching and listening. If you have, please like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate that.
Check out our Spotify.
Yeah, check us. We're also on a couple of other ones. I don't know the names of them, but I don't know who uses them, so I don't know how to gauge any of that. I don't understand. It's like one's like Podstar. Who the fuck uses Podstar?
I've never heard of Podstar before.
Yeah. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
God.